Hey, it's Desi. I won't keep you long, but I had some food for thought that I wanted to share with you today. So, it's about tea. I love tea. Many of my friends and colleagues know that I like tea. I don't like for it to be too sweet. And so, recently I went to visit an aunt in Florida, and her tea was so amazing. So I had to go to the store recently and I called her to inquire about the brand that she bought. And when she told me, I purchased it, of course, came back home, tried to duplicate it. Tried to duplicate her recipe. In the first picture that I made, it did not taste right. So I put that in the refrigerator. I refused to be outdone. So I said, let me try this one more time. Tried it again. Tried different sugar this time. It did not work. So I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe it's the water in Florida is different from the one in Georgia, which I'm sure it is, but mine didn't taste as good as hers. It reminded me of another situation. A friend of mine invited me over for brunch, and she made omelet, and she made an omelet and she really an amazing cup of coffee, and she used canned milk for both, for the omelet and the coffee. Now the coffee, never had canned milk in coffee before that tastes so good. And that omelet, oh my goodness, it was so good. Got back home about a week later, tried to implement that recipe, didn't come close to it. And so I called her for assistance, trying to get that omelet right. And she schooled me on something, honey. You ever had one of those friends that just shoot from the hip? Well, this one did. She was kind of nice with it, but she was also forthcoming with it too. So this is what she told me, honey. She said, listen up, Miss Desi. Your omelet and your cup of coffee will not taste like mine. We can use the same ingredients, but it's not going to taste the same. And here's why she told me. She said, we both have different stoves. And you have your way that you mix it up. And the way we cook it is not going to come out the same. Each time it's going to be different because you have your way and I have my way. Food for thought that I want to share with you today. You ever wonder why you're not getting the results that you need? Maybe it's because you're trying to use somebody else's recipe. And that recipe is working for them, but it's not working for you. Sure, it was really, really, really good because it was meant for you to enjoy it. But don't be focused on their recipe. You have a recipe of your own that you can implement. Here's my glass of tea. I did not get rid of it because I worked hard on trying to make those two pitchers of tea. And out of the two, I like one the most. So, getting back to the point that I was making to you today, it's not always good to try to duplicate what others are doing. In my business, I desire to have many followers, but I realize there's a target audience that I'm trying to reach. And that target audience, I want them to be inspired by the work that I do. I want to raise awareness about the conditions in which I was diagnosed with. I want to teach students, whether they are current students or potential students, that they're fit for college. I have a message and I've been given a platform, but I am proud to say this one thing, that I'm not trying to duplicate what someone else is doing. That doesn't mean that I'm not staying current with different trends. It doesn't mean that I am not successful. It doesn't mean that I am, I don't wish to grow, because I do, but I am me and I take pride in being me. And I know the message that I want to convey to the audience that I have been privileged to speak with. So, with that being said, use your own ingredients. I am using my own ingredients. And sometimes, with any recipe, sometimes it calls for new ingredients. Sometimes you have to adjust that recipe to get the results that you're seeking. I won't be calling my aunt anymore for her recipe, because that's her recipe that works for her. I'm going to work on my recipe now. So let me tell you an idea that I had while I was making tea, because Honey Baked Ham knows I love their sweet tea. But because of the coronavirus, they're not making tea right now. So it put me in a position to start making my own tea. So I got a couple of ideas. I love mango tea. I love peach tea. And because I'm in a situation now that I have to make my own tea, I'm going to come up with my own ingredients for my tea that will please me. So in this time while you're home, you're probably accustomed to going somewhere to purchase certain items such as food or drinks, and you're probably accustomed to going there once or twice a week. And now that you're home, it's time for you to come up with your own recipe, because one, by you having that recipe, you can determine how often you get an opportunity to indulge in whatever that beverage or that food is. And then two, you can save yourself money by making it at home. I hope you can use that for food for thought, and hopefully you gain something from it. But if you forgot everything I said today, I want to leave this with you. It's time for you to start using your own ingredients and not the ingredients of someone else, for you to achieve the results you are trying to achieve, to meet a certain goal. Thank you.